Hello everyone and welcome back. If you're new here, welcome, and if you enjoy commentary that's straight to the point, without all the fluff, join our family. I'd personally love to have you. Today marks day 5 of the trial of Tim Norman, and here are the events that occurred. Miss Robbie arrived today in court. However, she did not take the stand. The defense called a Chris Carroll who took the stand. He is also known as White Boy Chris. And not surprisingly, this white boy Chris decided to plead the fifth for all questions he was asked. A question in particular that was asked, which he chose not to answer, was whether or not he knew any of the parties involved in the untimely demise of Andre Montgomery. And why he was asked that question was because the shooter, identified as Travell Hill, who we all know already pled guilty to playing a part in Andre's death, stated that he received the understanding to eliminate Andre Montgomery from said white boy Chris. Tim's lawyer also asked Carroll if there was ever a meeting between him and Travell pertaining to Andre, and he invoked his Fifth Amendment right. He was then asked to leave the stand. While he was testifying, Tim's lawyer stated that prior to him invoking his Fifth Amendment right, he had met with investigators in 2020 and 2021, and in those meetings, Carroll stated that no meeting actually happened between himself, Travell, and Tim, and there was no discussion to pay any monies pertaining to Andre Montgomery's demise. Wally Yanam, who's already pled guilty also to his involvement in this case, received a subpoena last week requiring him to testify. However, his attorney stated that if he does, he will also be pleading the fifth. Tim's lawyer made it clear by saying that Wally also met with law enforcement, and during that meeting, he explained that he met with Andre and wrote down detailed statements for the insurance applications. Tim's lawyer continued by stating this fact because they are convinced that all three parties, Tim, Andre, and Wally, met to complete the insurance applications. During today's proceedings, there were motions that were denied, and Leonard, Tim's attorney, requested a mistrial a total of 4 times, which was also denied. Additionally, a Carl Napa, who calls himself a professor and a recording producer at the music school called the Extreme Institute, owned by Nelly, which was opened in 2011, stated that the tuition for an associate degree was $30,000. Now, why is this significant? Because he testified that Andre was enrolled, but then he stopped attending school. Tim's lawyer made the argument that Tim paid for Andre's tuition. In response, the prosecution asked this Carl Napa if he knew for certain that Tim paid the tuition, and his response was that he never saw him physically do it. They also asked if Andre used financial assistance, and he could not confirm. Finally, to take the stand was a Calvin Payne. He was a server at the Sweetie Pie's restaurant in April of 2012. He testified that he loved Andre and that he considered Tim as a friend and his boss. And he made a statement that his uncle, Tim, was supportive and wanted Andre on the right path. At closing, the defense stated that they have one more witness that will be taking the stand, and that witness will be a producer from the show. At the close of today, there was no confirmation as to whether or not Tim will be taking the stand in his own defense. That decision will be made tonight. So stay tuned for what happens tomorrow, and keep it right here so we can get to the bottom of getting justice for Andre Montgomery. If you haven't already, remember to like the videos as it helps to support our channel. Subscribe and turn on your notification bell, and please watch when you're notified. I'd really appreciate it. And stay tuned for more. I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.